So Gul'dan number 1. With a small selection of demons, nothing too threatening. We just need to decide what to steal. Or rather, Sylvanas will decide what to steal. Let's hope we get lucky. Okay, could have been worse. Void Lord is better than Void Caller. We'll try again. Steal something else. 9 lives. Fantastic utility. I'll take the healing. Not going to complain. So that's how you beat Cubelock. You steal their demons. However, Gul'dan number 2. This time with a bigger selection of demons. Mal'Ganis on the board that is incredibly threatening, guarded by those 2 taunts, so we can't get to him easily. So, we could try and steal Mal'Ganis. Sylvanas number 1, do your thing. No, she steals the worst demon. Of course she does. Sylvanas number 2. Try again. Alright, could have been worse. Could have been better. And so, in our desperation to clear the Mal'Ganis, I think it is clear what we need to do. Deathstalker Rexxar needs to make a special appearance here. And then N'Zoth can finish off Mal'Ganis. And then we've got some mana to play with. But we have no time for games! The rope is burning. Pressure is on. And I don't think it really matters what we take here. We just need to kill Mal'Ganis. And the power of True Aim Crescent, this new hunter weapon, allows us to clear another body from the board. And now the board is equal. Pretty amazing. So, I had dealt with double Gul'dan. However, N'Zoth comes down. This is wave number 3. And Zephyrus shows up just in time. So what will Zephyrus give us? Twisting Nether? Brawl? Perhaps? That's what you tend to expect. But Shadow Flame is pretty decent here. Sadly, it looks like we're going to have to sacrifice the King Krush to the Shadow Flame, but it's okay. So we need to pop the death rattles of the most threatening minions here. We do not want those 5/5s to come out onto the board after the Shadow Flame now, do we? However, once again, the rope is burning. The pressure is on. And this is where I make mistakes. Did you spot my mistake? Maybe you spot it now. I think I overtraded into the Kartut defenders. I should have Shadow Flamed and then traded into the remnants of the Kartut defenders post Shadow Flame. Could have saved 1 minion from dying, I think. But this is wave number 4. Had forgotten about the Prime, but thankfully this was his final wave. And with fatigue damage being a thing, Reno Jackson to the rescue. So this is a testament to this deck. We were able to outlast double Gul'dan, N'Zoth, and the Prime. 4 waves of threats coming back. And we're at 30 health. Well, 27. We have threats on board. We have minions in hand. we have this hero power that can still generate endless value.
Let none survive.
It's amazing that he has no cards left whatsoever. That is the extent to which we were able to outvalue him. It is a testament to the design of this deck. And that is a testament to the deck author. I think you know who the author of the deck is. It is indeed Duwin. This is Duwin's Reno N'Zoth Hunter, ladies and gentlemen, and there's been a lot of hype from me about this deck on Twitter. I was really looking forward to playing it, really looking forward to publishing this video. So a couple of weeks ago, I published a Reno Hunter video. It was not a Duwin deck. It was still a really fun deck, and it was a burst Reno Hunter deck with King Krush and Charge Devilsaur, and you play the Beastmaster to pull both of those minions onto the board, and then you go face for a good amount of damage. And that was a really fun deck, aptly named a burst Reno Hunter deck because of the significant endgame damage that you can do. Comparatively, this deck from Duwin looks to be a little bit more defensive because you've got cards like Wild Bloodstinger, Swamp King Dread in this deck, but do not let the defensive cards fool you. This deck is also incredibly offensive because of King Krush, which you can bring out through Katrina, and I really like Katrina in this deck. I think it's better than Beastmaster, potentially, because when Katrina dies, she will recruit another beast from your deck, put it onto the board, and I think that can be really significant, if not life-saving, in certain situations. Particularly if she recruits a Witchwood Grizzly, right, with its 12 health, it can be very difficult to get through. And if you do need more King Krush value, by the way, there is still Dino Tamer Bran in this deck as well. So yes, you can get the double King Krush damage in. It's pretty incredible. So I was chatting to Duwin on Twitter, and he was kind enough to give me some top tips on how to play the deck, things to consider. So tip number 1, Duwin says to save your Zephyrus for a board clear or pushing lethal. It makes sense. Sometimes it's really tempting to just play Zephyrus as a body on the board and just discover something nice, right, that you could use later. Zephyrus on 2 into Wild Growth, Zephyrus on 2 into Animal Companion, things like that. Duwin is saying save Zephyrus for an emergency situation like a board clear, or to find a Fireball or a Pyroblast that will give you lethal. He's such a flexible tool, but use him to maximum effect. I'm not saying that Wild Growth on 3 is a bad thing, but ask yourself, do you really need to ramp? Is it really essential? Would you be more beneficial saving Zephyrus for a much later turn when he can have a much bigger late game impact? Duwin says against control, hold tracking for moments when you need to find a way out of a situation. So it makes sense. Instead of playing tracking on 1, save it for the late game where you're desperate to get out of a tricky situation. Against aggro, Duwin says playing tracking can help smooth out your draws since this is a greedy list. So just keep the curve going, keep the pressure going. Use tracking to find something that you can play on a given turn if there's nothing in your hand that can be played. And finally, Duwin says Witchwood Piper increases your chance to draw Zephyrus early. Keeping it in the opener is not terrible indeed. Anything that can get you Zephyrus is useful, right? Particularly if you're desperately searching for Zephyrus to answer a problem on the board. So yes, keeping Witchwood Piper can be a smart strategy. And after all, Witchwood Piper could still get you Mad Scientist, which in itself is still pretty good value. So, this is Duwin. For those of you that have not seen Duwin before, this is what he looks like. Very handsome fellow, if I may say so. And Duwin has started streaming recently. And you should all do yourselves a favour, seriously, check out his stream. He's phenomenal. I had thought that Duwin had reached maximum value in the wild community just with his decks that he would put out on Twitter. But then he announced that he was going to be streaming, and now the Duwin value has been taken to a whole nother level. Watching him stream, watching him talk through his plays, watching the thought process is an incredibly useful experience. And if you're somebody that wants to learn Hearthstone or learn how to play good Hearthstone on wild mode with Hunter, then you should seriously catch his Twitch streams, honestly. And the final thing I just want to address is, as you can see on the left, Deathstalker Rexar, on the right, Duwin. Have you ever noticed that they're never in the room at the same time? So I think there's a bit of a conspiracy here. I think Duwin and Deathstalker Rexar are one in the same person. You know, a bit like Clark Kent and Superman, right? Never seen together, but you know they're the same. I mean, look, Duwin is the human embodiment of Deathstalker Rexar in our world, because he is the hunter god, as some of us call him. He's a hunter expert. If you ever need advice, just message Duwin on Twitter, and he's always willing to help, always willing to give out his guidance, and so generous with his time. So Duwin, thank you for this deck. It is deeply appreciated. Let's have a look at this deck in action now on the Wild Mode ladder, and we're starting out against a priest. Okay. So, what do we get? We get the Mad Scientist. That makes me very, very happy. We're being blessed.
Greetings. Is someone I trust injured? You will not waste my time.
So this here weapon, True Aim Crescent from the Scholomance expansion, really useful because it's going to do some serious work here against this priest's Northshire cleric. You see, typically, if I didn't have the weapon, if the weapon didn't exist, you just play Mad Scientist, he trades with the cleric, he heals, he draws a card. We have prevented that card draw, and we've killed off that cleric very quickly. Okay, there goes our weapon. But look, doesn't matter. The weapon did its job.
Students, today's class will be outside.
So Shandor Wildclaw, do you ever save that for the late game to copy a King Krush? Still, buffing the beasts in the deck, not too bad. Assuming we get to the late game, of course. I'm feeling a little bit scared here. Because that 4/5 on the board, it's going to get healed. Can't kill it easily. We're going to have to double trade with Ziliax. This feels really bad. Quite a significant investment there. Just to keep the board clear. Wait, he does nothing. Wow. I'll take that. I'll take a turn where he does nothing. N'Zoth the Corruptor. Double N'Zoth is pretty significant in terms of pressure. And I'll take it. Next turn, we could coin out Katrina. Or we could just play Dinotamer Bran. Get some King Krush to the face. Maybe? Oh, wow. Zephyrus. What does that do here? Oh, it's a board clear. Sure. Clear those two minions from the board. There's so much more to come.
Where's my...
And what do we get? Oh, hello. That's 9 to the face. That's a wake-up call. Yes, brilliant. Very much brilliant. His use of Zephyrus there was interesting. Oh, okay, sure. Of course he had Duwin. On turn 8, by the way. Disgusting. His use of Zephyrus was interesting. Should he have just saved Zephyrus for a later turn? To deal with bigger threats? Like this? And so, he's nearly dead. Turns out King Krush is pretty good at putting out pressure. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. He has given me King Krush back into my deck. Oh, and the Wild Blood Stinger makes another appearance, of course. Well. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, no Reno for you. I was hoping to get the King Krush back out again. It didn't work out. But it's okay, because he doesn't have Reno Jackson anymore. Which means he's just dead. We're just going to keep smashing his face. And we're going to smash his face, hopefully, faster than he can ping our face down with that hero power. Try again. And that is lethal. That is a beautiful, beautiful lethal against the priest. Such immense King Krush value.
Sylvanas versus Arana.
I am determined to win.
Alright.
Victory for the Forsaken.
So, Demon Hunter, this will be a test of our ability to counter against aggro. And since we're a Reno deck, we should be pretty good at beating aggro, right? You'd think.
None will survive.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Classic aggressive start from the Demon Hunter. No response for us, unfortunately. And I don't know if Mad Scientist is going to be enough
One day, I'll be a real
to stop
knight.
this onslaught. It will all depend on the secret that we get from it. If it's Wandering Monster, it's not going to be enough. But if we can get Explosive Trap out, then we're back into this game. Assuming, of course, he doesn't buff the health on the squires. That's smart. Attack first with the minions, then attack with the hero. Alright. It is Explosive Trap, so his board is gone. We can breathe easy, I think.
Run away!
Our health total, though, is still worryingly low. This may feel like a bit of a waste, using the ooze here on a weapon that's already been used up, and that is still relatively low attack, 2-attack weapon. But we need board presence, and we need to get every bit of health or armor possible at this point in the game, just to avoid being burst down. That 2 armor that we've gained could make all the difference.
Is it cold in the shadows?
Wow. Okay, so I think we deal with the highest attack minion, which is Lotheb. And now this really substantial 9/9
What's wrong?
is just going to deal with whatever he plays. Swamp King Dread. Beautiful card. Great design. It saved me taking a lot of damage from stuff he would have played on the board. And he has tanked 9 damage just to kill it. And here's our comeback.
Halt! Who goes there? Halt! Who goes there?
I have no time for games. Let none survive.
Fresh meat!
Push the attack!
So when the Demon Hunter is having to, you know, kill off your minions with his attacks and avoiding your own face, you know you're in a really good position.
Our enemies will fall!
So, Katrina,
Where's my...
Push the attack!
what do you give us? You give us a taunt, I'll take it.
I must withdraw.
Wow. Well, that was pretty sweet. Didn't even need Reno Jackson.
Tyrande.
Okay. Another game. Our final game.
Victory for the
And
Forsaken!
it's against a priest. Again. There's an awful lot of Reno Priest on the ladder at the moment. I think both at Legend rank and at pre-Legend ranks. More Reno Priest, less Quest Mage, I think, seems to be the pattern. And oh look, King Krush, desperate to get in on the action there. Deciding he wants to show up.
I'll show them all!
We're lucky to get the Mad Scientist on 2 there. Gives us a little bit of pressure on the board. I want to keep the pressure up.
You want my respect? Earn it.
So we're going to play the Ace Hunter. It may feel
Death does not scare
like an unnecessary commitment at this stage in the game. Maybe.
fools!
We'll see how it works out. He's definitely going to want to get rid of it as soon as possible. Oh, okay. Still, it's a 2 for 1. I'll take it.
Pain and suffering.
Oh, Reliquary Souls.
Fools! For fire!
The animation on that card is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So the question, of course, is going to be, what will the Death Lord give us? That's the question. Well, we shall find out. Give me something good. That'll do.
Where's my pet?
And we don't get the battle cry off, but the death rattle effect on Katrina is still incredibly powerful in this deck. And remember, Katrina will recruit only beasts, right? So you're not in danger of pulling a Reno Jackson out onto the board on her death battle, or a Zephyrus, or some other random minion. No, only beasts. Once again, King Krush pressure, proving to be significant. Skeletal Dragon. Well, I don't think that's going to be enough for him. Because now we actually get to play Shandar Wildclaw on King Krush. And I believe that is going to be lethal, right? Yeah, that's lethal.
You win.
Okay, so another great win against a Reno Priest. So, ladies and gentlemen, what more is there to say? You've seen this deck work, you've seen it in action, you've seen the pressure it can put out, you've seen the defensive capability as well. This is Duwin's Reno N'Zoth Hunter deck. It's a beautiful deck, so much fun to play. Thank you to Duwin for his time, his effort, his energy in refining this deck. If you have any questions about how to play this deck, please leave them in the comments section below, and I'm sure Duwin will get back to you when he can. If you are interested in watching Duwin stream, remember to check him out on Twitch. He plays a variety of decks, by the way, not just Hunter, even though he's a Hunter specialist. He does play other decks as well. Just reflecting then on this deck, what is my favourite card in the deck? What is my MVP? I'm going to go with Swamp King Dread. I mean, you saw it there against the Demon Hunter. Swamp King Dread down on the board, it couldn't be removed. So the poor Demon Hunter was just playing a stream of low attack, low health minions that were just being absolutely gobbled up by Swamp King Dread. It's like a scene out of Jurassic Park, right, where the dinosaur chases and then eats eats the people. And then the poor Demon Hunter had to face tank Swamp King Dread to finish him off. I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. So yes, Swamp King Dread, based on my experiences in this video, is my absolute MVP card. Something that I had completely forgotten about, that had gone over my head, is the fact that we do have Bran Bronzebeard in this deck, and we have Zephyrus, right? Bran Zephyrus combo, still incredibly powerful, discovering, you know, two solutions to problems that you may face. I've just completely forgotten that combo existed, because as you've seen in this video, all you need is a few King Krushes to the face to win the game, and you can forget about everything else in the deck. Just get King Krush to go face. And finally, just a shout out to Sylvanas in this deck. Because of 9 lives and your ability to replay Sylvanas again and to get her death rattle effect off going again, as you saw at the start of the video, super effective against Cubelock, just stealing their threats, stealing their demons, and ensuring they just could never ever really get a proper foothold onto the board. Sylvanas, highly valuable in this deck, just needs to be timed correctly, and a little bit of RNG, a bit of luck needed on what minions you steal from her. So I just wanted to finish off by saying that I hope you're all keeping well, and I hope you're all keeping safe. I know I say this at the end of every video, or at the start of every video, but the situation with COVID-19, you know, it hasn't resolved itself yet. And as we head through the summer season into autumn and then winter, I think we're still going to be with COVID for quite some time to come. I think this virus is not going to go away anytime soon. A vaccine is on the horizon, but for now, I think we're stuck with it. So please, keep yourselves safe, take the precautions that you need to take wherever you can. Look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, look out for your loved ones, and please do stay safe, okay? And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again very soon, as always, for more Wild Mode fun.